Hello, everybody. I'm just getting home from a very long, rigorous tour with Gaelic Storm. It's the 20th St. Patrick's Day tour I've done with them. Yep, I've been with the band for 20 years. Crazy amount of time. It was a great tour. It was us with our co-headliner, the High Kings. If you haven't seen the High Kings, definitely check them out. Or if you've never seen us, Gaelic Storm, please check us out as well. Great tour, great music, great fun, awesome. I'm just tired because I've been gone for 35 days or something like that. Very long time to be away from your family. But everything's great. Um, One thing is when I do the St. Patrick's Day tour, often I'll have pipe bands come up and play with us. All right, they'll do 10 or 15 minutes before we all play as sort of an opener kind of thing, and they'll play whatever kind of pipe band stuff they want. And then later at the end of the show, they'll come up and play the Parting Glass with Gaelic Storm and the High Kings. And it just makes for a great evening. And, I at least hope the pipe bands really like it. I know the audience does, and I love having them there. And so I get talking to all the pipe bands a lot. And one thing that came up over and over again, the more I was talking to the pipe bands, is they would ask me, what kind of bagpipes are you playing? How do you tune them? What kind of mics you use? Things like that, because my setup is different, right, than a traditional bagpipe setup. I have to play in concert pitch. My bagpipes have to be in tune right away. I don't have time to go tune them. I have microphones and stuff on them, so it's a little bit different. So they're a little bit interested, in what I do. So I thought, it'd be a great, it'd be a good idea to maybe make a YouTube video about all the different equipment I use, the different bagpipe drones and chanters and bags and all that sort of stuff, microphones, how I actually tune my chanter and things like that. All right. So I'm going to go into detail with you about all that stuff. One thing before I do that, if you are a beginner bagpiper and you're just getting started, I have a free bagpipe course, which you can see in the description down below. And that sort of gets you started on the pipes. Again, it's completely free. There's a link in the description. And or if you are been playing for a while, I also have a free tune book down there as well. All right. So please check those things out. And as I go through all these mics and bagpipes and things, nobody's paying me to say, that this chanter is great, or this reed is good, or this microphone is good. I've pretty much purchased all of these things, and nobody's been giving me stuff and paying me to say stuff. It's all how I actually feel and what I actually use. Nothing that's on here is something I don't use. All right. So let's get started. Okay, I guess the first thing I'll talk about is the drones. All right, just because they're the biggest thing, I guess. The drones I play are from Wallace Bagpipes. All right, they're the exact same drones that you see the Red Hot Chili Pipers use. All right, I got them from Craig, the owner of Wallace Bagpipes. A really nice guy and knows a ton about bagpipes. A really great person to deal with if you're looking to get a set of pipes. His drones, I've been playing these for 15 years and yet to have a problem with them. They look great and they sound great. Really nice set of pipes. What else? So other than that, the drone reeds I use, because I play in a pipe band as well. When I'm playing in a regular pipe band, I use a set of Easy Drone reeds in here. Now, when I'm playing with Gaelic Storm and I need to play in concert pitch, Easy Drone makes a reed. All right, that looks like a regular Easy Drone reed, but it's just a little bit longer, which just allows the drones to play a little flatter. Okay. So Easy Drone makes a concert pitch reed. Okay, so that'll work in any set of bagpipes, I think. So if you want to be able to have concert pitch drones, I suggest getting a set of the Easy Drone concert pitch drone reeds. Okay, they've worked great. You know, they last for years. If you ever use Easy Drone products before, they're always really reliable and really good. Okay, so that's the drones, and that allows your chanter, or sorry, your drone to pitch, or sorry, to be on the tuning side, kind of where you want, right? With just a little bit of hemp showing. If you use normal reeds, you know, it's not going to be in this position. All right, and then it's really easy when I'm playing with a pipe band. You know, I just take out my Easy Drone concert pitch reeds and put in my regular ones, making the bagpipe sharper, but my tuning slide basically stays in the same position, all right? Which is kind of the ideal spot where you're just a little bit hemp is showing, right? So that's what I do for drones. As far as a bag, I kind of go back and forth. The pipe band I play with uses sheepskin bags, so a lot of times I'll have a sheepskin bag on there. This summer I'm not playing with any pipe band, so I've just stuck a Canmore bag. All right, on it's just a synthetic hybrid pipe bag. Again, it's Canmore. I think it's great. It kind of feels like you're playing a hide bag, but it's got all the good things of a synthetic bag. All right, and it's got a zipper on here too. So Canmore bags I use when I'm not playing with a pipe band, and they tend to work really great. When I am playing with a pipe band, I usually use a sheepskin bag, and I use Begg, which is Begg. Again, a super easy guy to deal with. I always order directly from them, and I always get a really good bag. Sheepskin bags sometimes don't last that long. The last one I had from them, I got 3 years out of it. All right, so they will last a long time sometimes. And bags are really, really good. As far as bag covers go, I got a bag cover from what do they call themselves? Bagpipecovers.com. What do you know? And they do a really good job. Bag covers are really nice. And they also, for doing this sort of thing, like I do with Gaelic Storm, where I need a wireless mic, they will sew in a little pocket into your bag that you're able to put a wireless unit into it. All right, I got that idea from the Chili Pipers. Do that, and it works really, really good. If you have to have a wireless unit, all right, you just have to ask when you order your pipe bag. Other equipment I use, you know, I always use a tone protector. You know, if you haven't heard of these, check them out. They're awesome. They help keep your chanter in tune. The pipe chanter I use is an Infinity chanter. You can see the little Infinity logo. It's a Hardy Infinity chanter. And it's obviously a B flat one. It's a concert pitch chanter. It works great. It's my favorite chanter I've used recently. I've used a lot of different B flat concert pitch chanters over the last 20 years. Some have been good, some have been bad. This one I really like. The holes are slightly smaller, and a little closer together. That's how it feels to me, which just makes it a little bit easier to play. And as you can see, I sort of have the right amount of tape on each hole, you know, just a sliver of tape covering each hole, which is kind of exactly what you want with a pipe chanter. So yeah, I haven't had to carve it out too much. I had to carve out the low G a little bit and the C, because when you're playing in concert pitch, this C and the low G and the high G will be a little bit sharp compared to the drones. All right, I'll go over that later when I talk about tuning. But those are the only notes I had to carve out a bit, and all the rest of them just have a little bit of tape on them, which is exactly what you want. All right, so I'm really, really pleased with this chanter. So I would suggest this chanter if you're looking at a new pipe chanter. And as far as the reed goes, I've been using Adrian Melvin's concert pitch chanter reeds, and they have worked really well in this channel. Now I've only used 2 of them so far, because when I ordered some about a year ago, I ordered 2, and both have worked great. And at this point, like, I've got easily, I feel like I can get another year, maybe even out of these reeds. They're working really, really well. I'll probably order some more just in case I chip it or something, but these reeds have worked really well. So again, the Infinity Channer with the Melvin reeds are working really, really well together. Okay. So that's really it for the actual bagpipe. The next thing I guess we could talk about is microphones. As far as mics go, I just use a Shure Beta 98 HC, all right, which is this mic. I think it's around $200. I'll leave a link to the mic in the description down below. You can get it on Amazon for like $200. A nice microphone, works really great with the bagpipes, I think. Anyways, I've been using it for 20 years and haven't really had any issues with it. It's meant for trumpets and trombones and stuff, but it works good for the bagpipes because they don't really make a bagpipe mic. And I just tape it on to the Channer stock right here at the top. You can see now I just use gaff tape, which is like kind of like duct tape they use on stage. It's black, works really well. And so I like it up here. I feel like it does a really good job. Some pipers will tape it onto the bottom of their Channer, right? So the mic kind of gets taped on here and kind of comes up like this. All right, rather than the mic comes down, they'll have it come up. I don't like to do it that way because then you have to have a wire running down the back of your Channer. It also picks up some of the finger noises, like the slaps and stuff when you're playing. And also when you're taking apart your bagpipes, it's kind of a pain because this is always kind of attached with a wire. I feel like it's just a lot easier, and I think it sounds just as good and easier to play when it's taped on top. But if you want to experiment, you can try taping on the bottom to see if you like it. You think it sounds better. Some people do. I don't. All right, I know the Chili Pipers tape theirs on the bottom, and they swear by that, but I don't particularly like it. So I guess try both and see whichever you like best. So this mic is just taped on here, and then there's just a wire that runs through the bag, and then just plugs in to this. You can see this is the wire. It just runs through the bag, and it just plugs into this little wireless unit. All right, this is just a Shure ULX wireless unit. All right, it just plugs in, and when you're ready to play, you just turn it on, turn it off when you're done. And it just, like I mentioned before, I got a bag that's got a little sleeve that you can just sort of put it in, and it works really well. All right, and that just goes in like that. And then that goes to a whole other wireless unit. Drones, you can do the same thing with a drone. Again, it's kind of a pain. And usually when you're on stage, if you have drums and all sorts of stuff, you're kind of, I don't know, like it's nice to mic your drones, but you probably don't really need to. If you're doing, something where it's just you, and you still want to mic yourself, or it's like an acoustic show that's a lot quieter, it might be nice to mic your drones. But I don't really feel like I need to do it. I know I've talked to a couple pipers that do it, and they're always kind of like, it sounds nice, but it's a real pain in the butt. All right, so maybe don't mic your drones unless you're really, really obsessed with having a really nice full sound and you don't have all the other instruments, because I'm playing with drums and guitars and fiddles and accordions and stuff, so having the drones in there, you wouldn't even really be able to hear that well. And also having that drone sound against all the other instruments, kind of it doesn't sound that good as far as tuning sometimes either. All right, so that's all I have to say really about the drones. You can play them with no wireless mics, just in front of like a regular kind of beta mic, and it actually sounds really awesome. All right, it sounds better than it does with this wireless mic, but you can't move around. All right, so if it's not important for you to move around, then I would just take a microphone, put it down, and just play in front of it. Like if this was your mic, you just sort of play in front of it like this. All right, that works the best. But you can't move around, and for my job, it's crucial. Like I go out and play in the crowd and come back and move all over the stage and stuff. So it's important that I'm able to move around. That's why I have a wireless mic. All right. Okay, I think that's about it for microphones. I also wanted to talk about tuning. All right, and we'll do that now. As far as the drones go, like I mentioned, I just have a concert pitch. What are they called? A concert pitch. Easy drone read in there. Okay. I got 3 of them obviously in there. And if you have those in there, you shouldn't have a problem tuning where you want to on your tuning slides. What's really nice too is because I always have to tune at the same pitch, my bagpipes will always kind of tune in the same place. So like when I pick them up, I know that there's about 2 millimeters of hemp showing right here. So I don't even generally really have to tune them that much. I literally just look and I'm like, okay, that's the 2 millimeters. That's probably right in tune with what I need to be in. All right. So as far as tuning the drones go in concert pitch, it's not really any harder than it would be with a pipe band. It's actually kind of easier because they don't really ever shift. They just kind of stay there. With a pipe band, they get sharper as the night progresses. As far as the chanter goes, I don't use a bagpipe tuner to tune the chanter. I use like a regular musical instrument tuner. And the reason for that is if you use a bagpipe tuner, it's going to give you just intonation tuning, and nobody else in your band is going to be using that, right? It's just you. So you have to tune chromatically, okay? And what that means, basically, the difference between chromatic tuning and intonation tuning is your low G and your high G when you're tuning like a pipe band is a little bit flatter, so it's in tune with the drone, all right, compared to chromatic, which is a little bit sharper, all right? And it's also the same with the C, all right? So a bagpipe low G, high G, and C are flatter when you're playing with a pipe band, all right? And the reason they do that is so it sounds nice with the drones. But chromatic, you need to make your low G, your high G, and your C a little bit sharper, right? So you need to take a little bit more tape off, all right? Which is why I mentioned earlier that I had to carve out the low G and the C a little bit, was because they were kind of like, they were right in tune, like with how a pipe band would tune. I needed them to be chromatic, all right? So they sound good with fiddles and accordions and things, all right, that don't use just intonation tuning. Now I have a little trick though, because sometimes I'll play by myself on stage. I'll play a slow air or something where it's just me, and then the rest of the band will kick in later. What I do if it's just me, so my bagpipe sounds good with my drones, is I'll know that, like, for instance, the C has a little bit of tape on it. I'll know that, I just have to put it down, a millimeter if I'm just playing by myself, maybe 2 millimeters. And if I'm playing with the band, I just kind of lift it up and just move it slightly to make it a little sharper. All right. So that's just a little trick I kind of use to try to get it so it sounds good by myself and with a band. All right. What else? Bagpipes, as you all probably know, get sharper as you play them, right? So my bagpipes are set up in a way, because I don't have time to go play them for 10 minutes, then come on stage and play once they've settled. I have to just pick them up and go, right? So my bagpipes, when I pick them up, I have them set so they're in concert pitch, they're in perfect tune, or as perfect tune as I can kind of get just by picking them up right when I pick them up. And by the end of a 5-minute tune set, they're a little sharper. All right. I try to tune them to about 466, 465. So when I pick them up, they're that. So by the time I'm done, you know, they're at like 467, maybe even 468. All right. So like if this is perfect pitch, you know, I have them just a little flat when I pick them up, and then they, you know, then they're in tune, and then they're maybe just slightly sharp by the time I'm done a 5-minute set. As you know, with bagpipes, there's you know, there's only so much you can do about keeping the pitch like that. But yeah, I don't have the option to go play for 10 minutes while they settle and then tune them. I just have to pick them up. So that's what I do. Basically, when I pick them up, they're in tune, which is a great thing to do. Whether or not you're playing in a band, if you're able to do that for weddings or funerals and stuff, when you don't really have a chance to go tune right before you play and play them for 10 minutes, because a lot of times you'll be sitting in a church for half an hour, 45 minutes, and then you get up and you play and you're like, oh geez, I hope they sound good. Well, this is a good way to do it too, is you just tune them, so as soon as you pick them up, they're in tune. All right. So I recommend doing that if you're playing on stage as well. All right. What else for tuning? That's really about it. You know, obviously normal tuning things that all bagpipers should know is, you know, make sure you have a little bit of tape on each hole in case you need to make it sharper and squeeze. You know, I always carry around a couple extra reeds, just in case. Don't really usually need them, but you never know. Sometimes something funky happens. I travel a lot, so one day I'll be on the East Coast, and the next day I'll be on the West Coast, and next day I'll be in the Midwest. So like my pipes go through a lot of rigorous climates. I keep my chanter in my bag. If I'm playing it again in a 2 or 3 songs. If it's like half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour between times I use the bagpipes, because I play the whistle and stuff a lot through it, Gaelic Storm sets, I'll put a reed protector on it and set it down. What else? As far as tuning, I also will keep those little humidifier bags that they use for cigars, right? That they keep in here. These, what do they call them again? The Bovita packs. You can get a big Bovita pack, one that's like this big, and you can stick it in your pipe case, and that tends to help out a bit too. Because I also not only have Highland pipes, I have Uilleann pipes in my pipe case too. So I try to keep the reeds, you know, humidity at a good level. And a good case for something like that is one of these Pelican cases. All right, they're used for like stage equipment usually, and microphones and stuff. But they seal up really well, and they're really good for keeping the humidity in your case constant. All right. There's a couple other brands that make basically the same thing, but I use a Pelican one, and it works really well. So that's pretty much it, I think, as far as how I tune the bagpipes, what I use, the different microphones and stuff. You know, if anybody has a question, you know, about any of the stuff I use, you know, shoot me a message here on YouTube. If you're just getting into playing the bagpipes, you know, in the description down below, you can find some information on. I know I run a school called the Highland Bagpipe Academy, and in the description down below, I'll have there's a free course you can take. There's a free tune book with a bunch of tunes and stuff in it that you can use, and yeah. That's about it. Hopefully, if you're looking into playing bagpipes in some sort of Celtic band or something, or an orchestra or a rock band, hopefully this video has helped you a little bit.